Dear students, with a smile, we start our chemistry class. Before I am starting my class, I just want to share my view, something for you. इंसान और जानवर में एक ही चीज बहुत ही फर्क है. जानवर अपना सर हर वक्त झुका के चलता है. इंसान एक ही इंसान है इस दुनिया में जो अपना सर ऊंचा करके चलता है. So always be a human being, try to be a good person. I just want to share you a story. एक इंसान था, बहुत ही जीनियस था. एक राजा के पास वो गया और राजा से बोला, I want to do a business in your kingdom. तब राजा ने एक बाउल लेकर आया, उसमें पानी डाला, फुल तक डाला, उसके बाद भी पानी डाला तो डेफिनेटली वो पानी नीचे गिरेगा. राजा ने वो इंसान को बोला सिंपली कि ये जो बाउल है, जो पानी भर चुका है, ये मेरा किंगडम है, मेरे पास सब कुछ है, आप क्या करोगे यहाँ पे बिजनेस करके? आप जो भी करोगे वो नीचे गिर जाएगा सिंपली. तब वो जो जीनियस इंसान था वो सिंपली वो बाउल बहुत ही सोबोनेस की तरह उससे लेके आया और उसपे क्या किया, वो शुगर डाल दिया. उसने बोला, अब पहले सिंपली वो वाटर वाला बाउल था, अभी थोड़ा मीठा हो गया, वैल्यू एड हो गया. सिंपली I just want to say one thing, that you all are passing intermediates, you are now appearing entrance examinations. आपके पास भी बहुत सारे नॉलेज है, फिजिक्स का है, केमिस्ट्री का है, बायो का है, लेकिन आर इट इज अबाउट टू एड द वैल्यूज इन योर लाइफ. हम लोग आपके जो भी है उस पर थोड़ा वैल्यू डालने की कोशिश करेंगे और डेफिनेटली वी आर गेटिंग सक्सेड. तो आर इट इज अबाउट टू एड वैल्यूज इन योर लाइफ, दैट्स ऑल. तो नाउ वी स्टार्ट आवर क्लास. सिंपली already I discussed about Bohr's theory, Bohr's postulates. The postulates are simply about stationary state, second discontinuous manner, and third angular momentum MBR equal to NS by 2 pi, and applications also is atomic spectra and the radius and energy calculation of orbits. I just want to clear you one thing, that the Bohr's atomic model is specifically for hydrogen-like system, means one electron system. Is for hydrogen He plus lithium 2 plus. There is a one electron. Whenever we calculate energy or radius of the orbit, we just remember one thing, that there is a single electron there. Now we start our class. Fine. You just remember one thing, that Bohr's atomic model, that is specifically for हाइड्रोजन-लाइक सिस्टम, दैट इज वन इलेक्ट्रॉन सिस्टम. फाइन, ओके. सो शुरू करेंगे अच्छी तरह से. एनर्जी रेडियस कैसे कैलकुलेशन करेंगे, वेलोसिटी कैसे कैलकुलेशन करेंगे, थोड़े बहुत न्यूमेरिकल भी डालेंगे इसमें. ठीक है, आप लोग रेडी हो, फोकस करना. ठीक है. सो स्टूडेंट्स, नाउ हम जो रेडियस है वो कैलकुलेशन करेंगे. सिंपल सी यहाँ पे आप ध्यान दीजिए. दैट इज सिंपली दिस इज एन एटम. ओके, फाइन. दिस इज द न्यूक्लियस at which there is a proton and neutrons. Fine, okay. And the electron that is revolve around the nucleus. Fine. आप लोग को पता है सर, यहाँ पे जो न्यूक्लियस है वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज स्पेसिस है, क्योंकि न्यूट्रॉन तो चार्जलेस है. यहाँ पे जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है दैट इज अबाउट नेगेटिव चार्ज. सो ऑपोजिट चार्ज अट्रैक्ट टू ईच अदर. ओके, एंड दैट फोर्स इज एक्टिंग टुवर्ड्स सेंटर, one thing, and second thing is that is according to the force of attraction between opposite charged particle. So we can calculate by Coulomb's law. आप already पढ़ चुके हो Coulomb's law. So this is the formula, that two charged particles, that is Ze and E minus, fine, Ze square, that is by R square, okay, that is according to Coulomb's force. Okay, you know already that force of attraction value, that is about Coulomb's law. आप जो पढ़ चुके हो already. Fine. This is about Ze, means Z means number of protons. Fine. But electron, I already told you that is one electron, so that is about E. This is about Ze. E means charge of proton, Z number of protons. Here that is the charge of electron, E minus. Only single electron is there. एक ही electron है, simply E minus. यहाँ पे Z क्यों लिखा हुआ है? प्रोटॉन एक हो सकते हैं, दो, तीन, anything else. Fine. So according to Coulomb's force, that is the force of attraction value. Fine, okay. Next one, that is about centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. What about centrifugal force? That is the reciprocal of centripetal force. यहाँ पे जो इलेक्ट्रॉन रिवॉल्व करता है, ठीक है. I already told you, when a charged particle is revolved, it always trying to go outside. So that is also a force. Both forces are balanced to each other. That's why the electron is a static state or stationary state. Both. That is the significance of static state or stationary state. Fine. So this is the Coulombic force of attraction. This is the formula. This is about centrifugal force going outside. That is the force. That is mv square by r. This is the usual centripetal force. So mv square by r. This is the formula of centripetal force. You know that. Fine. So these forces are equal to each other. I write here simply. These forces are equal to each other in the equation. That is kZd square by r square equal to mv square by r. You got this. So you can find the v square value, that is kZd square by mr. This is about v square value. You can find by solving these equations. These equations are equal to each other and you can find v square. This is the v square equation, kZd square by mr. Right? Okay. Second one, you just remember one thing. According to Bohr's postulate, the angular momentum, electron moving in a circular path. Fine. So there is no linear momentum. There are angular momentums. Okay. Momentum simply motion of amount of motion contained in a body, and simply angular momentum because they are moving with some angle. That's the angular momentum. Fine. Okay. What is the formula? mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. I just want to a glimpse about angular momentum. Simply. Okay. This is a circle. I described that electron is a wave-like nature here. Okay, wave-like nature here. So what is the wavelength? That is n lambda. What is the wavelength? That is n lambda. What is the perimeter? N lambda equal to 2 pi r. N lambda equal to 2 pi r. Fine. Okay. What is the de Broglie concept? You already know that. What is the de Broglie concept? You already know that. Simply. According to de Broglie concept, that electron behave as a dual nature, that is about wave nature as well as particle nature. Okay. So according to wave nature, that is we can find wavelength, that is n lambda, and the perimeter is 2 pi r. According to de Broglie concept, lambda equal to what? H by mv. Lambda equal to simply h by mv. Okay. So what about mvr? mvr equal to nh by 2. Okay. In this way they can find the angular momentum mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. Okay. They can extend the formula of de Broglie concept, that according to de Broglie concept, electron behave as a dual nature, that is wave nature as well as particle nature. According to wave nature, you can find wavelength n lambda. N lambda is about 2 pi r because that is the perimeter. Fine. And lambda equal to h by mv or h by mc. E equal to h nu. Simply E equal to h nu. So you can put that, and you can find the equation that simply lambda equal to h by mv. Fine. Okay. So mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. And lambda equal to 2 pi r. Lambda equal to h by mv. So mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. Okay. So you can find that formula. Okay. Just focus on that equation. You can find the v square value, kZd square by mr. This is the Coulombic force of attraction. This is the centrifugal force. You equate the equations and find out the v square value by part of this r. That is the value of kZd square by mr. Right? And the second equation we know that mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. Right? Okay. mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. So what about v? V equal to nh 2 pi by mr. That is about v. It is about v square. It is about v. From equation 1, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. From equation 1 and equation 2, v equal to nh by 2 pi mr. So about v square, the square of this function nh by 2 pi mr square is equal to this is. Fine. Is equal to this is. So this is the equation. Fine. What about r? R equal to this is the value. N square h square by 4 pi square. You square this function n square h square by 4 pi square n square r square is equal to this. R equal to that, and find the value. R equal to simply n square h square by 4 pi square m z square. This is the equation of R. Please focus. This is Coulombic force. Z square. Z is about proton or nucleus. Electron is about Z square by R square. This is the distance. So about Coulombic force, this is the attraction formula, and second one the centrifugal force mv square by r, as usual centripetal force. You equal these equations and find out v square. You already know that mvr equal to ns by 2 pi, angular momentum mvr equal to ns by 2 pi. So about v equal to like that. So you square this function, that is the formula, is equal to that, and find out the r value. R equal to n square s square by 4 pi square and z square. This is about r simply. So in this value, what you think? Simply one thing, that this n and z, these are the variables. Z is about atomic number of protons. If you take 1, you will take 2, no problem at all. And this is about n, the number of orbits. Okay, you can take first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fine. Okay, h is the Planck constant. Simply m, mass, that is epsilon naught, and you look, that is the charge of it. Fine. So this is about r. Okay, the variables are n and z. So putting the value of all the constants, h, 4 pi, m, fine, and e square, that is the value 0.529. So r equal to, putting the values of constant, that is about 0.529 n square by z. N square, simply this is the variable, n square by z. This is the variable, simply n square and z. This is the variable, all are the constants. Putting the value of constants, you can find the r value. R equal to 0.529 n square by z, angstrom. Radius, you know, the unit of radius simply is about angstrom. So we can find out the radius of orbit. It is about first orbit, so n equal to something, n equal to 1, second orbit, third orbit, like that. We can find out after some time. Okay, for every radius we can find out the radius. Okay, so whatever the theme, simply one thing, that the forces, one is about Coulombic attraction, this is the value, one is about going outside, that is the centrifugal force. These forces are equal to each other, we can find out v square, and we know that angular momentum equal to mvr equal to ns by 2 pi. So we can find out the v value here and the square the v value, that is about, because this is about square value. So this is equal to that, and you can find out the r value. In r value, except n and z, this is the variables, all are constant. So for the constant value, we can use that 0.529 n square by z angstrom. This is about radius. Okay, the n, the number of orbits, you can use for first orbit, second orbit, like that. And the z, this is about number of protons. Here the z, number of protons. Electron is 1, that is fixed, but number of protons are variable. Fine. Okay, so now we discuss about velocity and energy accordingly. Fine. So now we discuss the velocity. Fine. Already we calculated the value of r, putting the equations, okay, putting the two forces and find out the v value, and after that we can find out the value of r. R equal to, what is the equation? N square s square by 4 pi square mk z square. This is about equation 3. We already discussed. Now from equation 2 we find out the value of v by putting mvr equal to ns by 2 pi, by v equal to ns by 2 pi mr. Fine. Putting the value of r, this value, putting the value of r in equation 2, in that, okay, putting the value of that in this, v equal to ns by 2 pi m, and we put the value of r here. Okay, this is the value. So about v equal to 2 pi k z square by n h. 2 pi k z square by n h. Okay, so this is the value of a velocity, and putting the values of constants, जो भी कांस्टेंट है उसका वैल्यू हम यहाँ पे डाल देंगे. v इक्वल टू व्हाट अबाउट 2.18 into 10 to the 6 z by n. You know z equal to atomic number of orbits. What is the unit of velocity? Meter by second. So you can find out the velocity. You can find out for different orbits for different atomic number. Fine. Okay. But electron is 1. Okay. We can find out the value of velocity by putting r value of equation 3 in equation 2. You can find out the value of v, and putting that constant, the value of v equal to 2.18 into 10 to the 6. Just you remember one thing, nothing else. 2.18 into 10 to the 6 z by n. What about z? Z is about atomic number, and equal to number of orbits. What is the unit? Meter by second. So we can easily find out the value of radius as well as velocity. Now move on to the value of energies. Before that, just focus about all the things, all the equations, and can find out the r as well as v. Okay. Okay, fine. I hope you understand properly how can you find out the velocity and radius of orbits. Okay, we also put up in various questions and numericals, that's why we can easily understand all the things. Okay, now move on to the we can find out the value of energy. Okay. So now we discuss some numericals about velocity and radius. The question is calculate the radius and velocity of electron of second orbit. Fine. So n equal to 2, second orbit of hydrogen atom. So z equal to 1. Fine. So first of all we calculate the radius. We know radius are equal to formula 0.529 m square by z. This is about angstrom, the unit of radius. Fine. So 0.52 n into n equal to what I said, that is about second orbit. So 2. Okay, 2 square by z equal to 1 because hydrogen atom na. So z equal to 1. Fine. So 0.529 into what is the value into 4, that is about 2.116 angstrom. Okay, you can find it easily, no problem. Just put the formula, get the. So we already discussed the radius. Okay, fine. Now we discuss about the velocity. Again the question, I just want to again read the question. That calculate the radius. We already discussed about that. We already calculated that. And velocity of electron of second orbit. What mentioned here? Second orbit. So n equal to 2 and hydrogen atom. So z equal to 1. So you put the formula that about velocity equal to, you know already. We can already discuss the formula velocity. V equal to 2.198 into 10 to the 6 into z by n. This is the variables. Okay. Here z equal to atomic number. Here mentioned here hydrogen atom. So z equal to 1 simply. And here second orbit, so n equal to 2. M by s meter by second, this is the unit for velocity. Now 2.188 into 10 to the 6, this is the common. Okay, z for 1 and for 2, that is meter by second. You can find the value, that is 1.094 into 10 to the 6 meter by second. So we find both radius and velocity of that question. You just mentioned here that is about second orbit. So focus the orbit and the atom. Okay, for that orbit you put the value in of n, and for hydrogen atom you can find out the atomic number. In this way you can calculate both radius and velocity. Okay, you will try at home, and number of questions I already give you in PDF. So now turn to another question. What is the question? Simply calculate the radius and velocity of electrons of first orbit of Li2 plus ion. Whenever this question comes, you have to focus these two things, about orbit and about the element. Fine. So you have to calculate the atomic number or number of protons. First we calculate about radius. So what is the formula, you know already, that is about 0.52 n into n square by z angstrom. Angstrom is the unit for radius. And this is the first orbit, so n equal to 1. Here I mentioned here that n equal to orbit number. Z equal to atomic number. Fine. Atomic number of lithium, that is about 3. Fine. So 0.529 into n square by z angstrom. 0.529. Simply can put here that n square, that is about 1 square 1 by 3 angstrom. This is the answer, 0.176 angstrom. This is the radius of first orbit of Li2 plus ion. Fine. Okay. Next talk about velocity. Formula, that is 2.188 into 10 to the 6 into z by n meter by second. Meter by second is the unit for velocity. You know z equal to simply 3 here, because that is about Li2 plus. Okay, the proton number of proton is about 3, so this is about 3, and n equal to 1, that is orbit number. This is about mentioned here first orbit, so this is about 1. So the answer is, you multiply that 3, that is 6.5464 into 10 to the 6 meter by second. Okay, these units you just remember about radius, about angstrom, and for velocity, that is meter by second. Okay, so whenever this question comes, you just focus about the number of orbit. Okay, which orbit given in the question, and second about the z, the atomic number of that element. Here mention that first orbit, so n equal to 1 I will take, and Li2 plus, that is about atomic number 3. I can put the formula, okay, put the values in that formula about n and z, and get the answer, that is about radius 0.176 angstrom, and this is our velocity, that is about 6.564 into 10 to the 6 meter by second. Fine. So just mention the unit, okay? For radius that is angstrom, for velocity that is meter by second, okay? Many more numericals I just give in the PDFs, okay? There are a lot of questions there. You just repeatedly do in the home, okay? Any doubt, any queries, send to our Telegram channel. You can find the answer, no problem at all, okay? Just focus about number of orbiter n and atomic number of that. So now we calculate the energy of an orbit, okay? You know people that total energy equal to kinetic energy and potential energy, okay? The summation of kinetic energy and potential energy. And the kinetic energy, that is the formula equal to half mv square, fine? And this is half mv square, okay? Focus here, I just multiply and divided by r, fine? Why? Because when we start our class, there are two forces that exist. I already told you, that is about Coulombic attraction, this is about centrifugal force. And the two forces are equal to each other, okay? By this equation, you can find out the simply radius and velocity. Here I just mentioned here that these two forces are equal. Here half mv square, that is about mv square by r. So this is about mv square by r. In this place, I can put that Coulombic attraction kz square by r square, okay? That r is like that, same as that, like. Fine, okay? Now just you got that r, and this is the formula for kinetic energy. Fine, this is the formula for kinetic energy. Now turn to potential energy. Kz, that is the positive charge, that is the negative charge. You mention the negative positive sign here because it is about potential energy. It is about force, so no need to mention the sign, okay? But here about potential energy, so this is about positive charge and this is about negative charge. So this is the value of potential energy, fine? So kinetic energy you can find, potential energy you can find, and we know that total energy equal to summation of kinetic energy plus potential energy. Just summation these two energies, and this is the value, right? This is the total energy value. Already we find the value of R. Put this value of R, put the value of R here, fine? We can find the equation that is about total energy equal to, you just put the value of R, what we got from the equations, last equations, you put the value of R, okay? Total energy equal to 21.69 in 10 to the minus 19 z square by n square joule per atom, okay? Just I told you one thing that already we discussed unit conversions in chemistry as well as physics, fine? So when we turn out from joule to electron volt, just remember one thing, I already told you that unit conversion is very important for you. So here that is about joule per atom and this unit is electron volt per atom. So that value is about minus 13.6 z square by n square. Z is about atomic number, n is about orbit, okay? Orbit number, whether 1 or 2, that is all, okay? So these are the variables. So in every equation that is about z square, z and n, these are the variables, okay? So they are like that, fine? So you can find out the energy of an orbit by considering kinetic energy and potential energy. You can find out the kinetic energy by putting this formula half mv square. You equal here that in term of mv square you can put that Coulombic attraction and find out the kinetic energy. It's about potential energy. There are two charges, positive and negative. You just mention the charges here because it's about potential energy, and this is the value. And you summation both kinetic and potential energy. This is the equations. Okay. Here that is R. We already find out the value of R, so we put the value of R here, which we find from equation 3, and this is the total energy value, that is about 21.69 into 10 to the minus 19 z square by n square. You know that z and n are variables, and when you turn out the joule to electron volt, this is the value. Simply you just remember that total energy equal to minus 13.6 z square by n square electron volt per atom. This equation you just remember, okay? So you can find out the energy for different orbits for different atoms, no problem at all, fine? So you can find out here simply today, that is about energy, that is about radius, that is about velocity, okay? We apply in various questions in PDF also. I give you a lot of examples, a lot of concept and some I-views. Please focus on that and practice in your home. A lot of questions are there. If you have any queries, just send to our Telegram channel, okay? Fine. स्टूडेंट्स थोड़ा देख लो, ये आई व्यू से सब इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें जो आपको याद रखना है. जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस थिंग्स, ओके? that is benefited for your numerical portion. Okay, we find out the radius already, that about radius value, you know that formula 0.529 n square by z angstrom. Okay, this value is after putting the values of constants 0.529 n square by z angstrom, n equal to orbit number, z equal to atomic number. That is about velocity of orbits. Okay, and n number of orbits you can put in number of orbits like 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. This is the value for velocity 2.188 into the 6 z by n meter by second. This is the units, z atomic number and number of orbits. You just remember these two things. Okay, you just apply in various numericals, that is benefited for you. And about total energy in EV, that is about minus 13.6 z square by n square EV of atom. Okay, so kinetic energy about numerically, just remember one thing, minus of total energy and potential energy equal to 2 times of total energy. Okay, these formulas you just remember, that is benefited for a numerical portion, you just can apply in various numericals. Okay, this is about radius, this is about velocity, this is about total energy, and numerically you just remember two things, that is kinetic energy is equal to minus total energy, potential energy equal to 2 times of total energy. So this is about today. We calculate first simply by radius, okay, by giving some equations, okay, putting the values of constants, you can find out the radius, velocity, and then after also some numericals for second orbit, okay, second orbit of hydrogen atom and simply first orbit of lithium. Okay, and then after we discuss about energy by calculating kinetic energy and potential energy, and the summation of kinetic energy and potential energy is about total energy. Okay, so these are based on some numerical portions in Bohr's theory. Just one thing remember, I already told you that this is specifically for hydrogen like atom. There are number of 1 electron is equal to 1. Okay, you can change the Z with the change in proton. Fine. Okay, so just remember these things perfectly. Okay, I just tell you one thing, that already I will send the PDFs. Okay, after tomorrow you get the PDF. Fine, after watching this class, and there are a lot of contents also, numericals. Okay, some analysis also there, some golden key points are there. Fine, you just remember these key points and apply in various questions. So find out the solution. If you have any queries, I already always saying one thing, that if you have any queries, we have a Telegram channel that is called Arith. Okay, please add this channel and ask the doubts. We definitely there and we definitely clear your queries. Okay, and that is the YouTube channel. You will watch this video. Please subscribe for new students. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. Okay, now the online classes are going on, but we hope that the offline classes are also already offline classes also. Online classes are there, and as soon as possible we started our offline classes. So on that time a lot of interactions are there. So we also interact for more times. Okay, we apply some various questions. There are doubt clearing classes. There are a lot of classes. So for a new students, please register your numbers, your name in our website. Please subscribe our channel and add this Telegram link for your doubt clearing. Thank you. This is for today. Thank you so much.